Australia's first ever three-day victory in the Caribbean has given the players a much-needed two-day break. The Aussies were today basking in the glory of their historic victory. While the players were recovering from the celebrations, their coach Bob Simpson was recovering from the thrombosis in his left leg. He's only just come out of intensive care. The blood clot had been potentially very serious.
If that clot had been in different parts of the body, it would have moved more quickly, then, you know, it can be quite dangerous.
A typically determined Simpson will not go home. He'll rejoin the team in Antigua next week. While playing golf with daredevil Shane Warne, Brian Lara said the West Indians batted horribly. He admitted they were complacent after Craig McDermott went home.
Took them a bit too lightly in the first test match. And the guys are looking forward for the remaining of the series. It's nice to lose the first one, as I said, not the fourth one.
Time from international cricket for Queensland, and so I was busy trying to help Queensland get across the line for their first Sheffield Shield win, so that's a pretty good excuse.
Yeah, going into the third test match, we're obviously up 1-0 still, so we really want to, you know, drive it home, and you sort of walk out, you know, a couple of days before the first ball's bowled, and it's just green. And then even, you know, rocking up that first morning, and there's just grass everywhere.
Well, usually here at Queen's Park Oval, I'm usually in pretty familiar surroundings. Not so today. Let's have a look at this pitch. As you can see, there's a lot of grass on this pitch, and very green grass at that. Usually when you find a bit of grass here in Trinidad, it's a bit lower than this. This grass is very long. It is naturally growing out of the surface of the pitch, and so I think it will certainly help the fast bowlers a lot. When I say fast bowlers, I mean the bowlers that will be pitching the ball up to the bat, not those that will be slamming the ball into the pitch, because this pitch has a fair amount of moisture, and I expect that it will be a little bit slow, but lots of seamers out here.
If you lose the toss and have to bat first, it can be a bit of a nightmare, and just looking at the surface they were going to play on, it was very green.
The pitch was probably not up to test standard. It was underprepared. There was quite a lot of moisture in the pitch, a lot of grass, and it was just very hard work. You need a lot of luck against the bowling.
Well, Mark Taylor, going into the third test match in Trinidad, he was due to win a toss, because if you ever wanted to win a test match on a pitch that was seaming around, it was a minefield, and you're up against Curtly Ambrose and Courtney Walsh, that's the toss he wanted to win.
Mark Taylor called tails for the 6th time in a row, and Mark Taylor, for the 6th time in a row, has lost the toss for Australia. Richie Richardson winning the toss and electing to send Australia into bat.
As batsmen, you look at it straight away and just go, OK, this isn't going to be easy. We're going to really have to work for our runs here.
Off the thigh pad.
Their fast bowlers on that pitch is always going to be really hard to negotiate, and, you know, quite frankly, they bowled really well, and we just weren't up to the challenge.
He's gone. Michael Slater suffering the indignity, the embarrassment of a duck.
He's back and across, and he's just hesitant. And, oh no, he shouldn't have played at it, and straight to Junior Murray, and that's out.
He's gone. So Australia with a horrid start here. Mark Taylor goes. Jimmy Adams takes the catch, and the high-fiving West Indians are jubilant.
One-hand catch Murray, or outside off stump, just hanging the bat there, and Ambrose, who's been dormant for 2 test matches, seems to have got the brain in gear.
And in comes David Boon, his 100th test match for Australia.
Bernie was probably the guy that was the senior figure on that side that had played it a lot against the West Indies. He'd played a lot of test cricket, but also Bernie was folklore for, you know, all of us growing up. If you were stuck in a position where you were getting dominated by short, quick bowling, he was a guy you could always rely on.
That's just seamed away and bounced, and that is what we call at home a jaffa. There's not much you can do with that, and David knows that. It's you just got to strap your seatbelt on, be prepared to take a few knocks here, I think.
Well, this is almost unplayable stuff here. Courtney Walsh is making the ball talk.
Yeah, but not in David Boone's language. And David knows that there's not much he can do. That's just seamed away everywhere, and that smooth bat, a good 6 inches there, and you think Mr. Walsh is not having some fun